You just watched 3 tabs open at the same time, 3 AI builders. One goal, ship a real SaaS product from scratch without writing a single line of code manually. What happened next genuinely surprised me, and not in the way the YouTube thumbnails usually promise. Welcome back to Venture Void. If you're here, you're probably a solo founder, a freelancer, or a small business owner who's heard that you can now build software products with AI and make money from them without being a developer. That's true, but the gap between you can build something and you can build something someone will actually pay for is where most people quietly fail. Today we're closing that gap. I tested Lovable, Bolt, and Replit Agent on the same real project, a client-facing project tracker SaaS, and I'm going to tell you exactly what each one cost me, where each one broke, and which one I would actually bet money on. Here's the problem. Nobody talks about honestly. The demo videos for these tools show you a beautiful app appearing in 30 seconds. What they don't show you is what happens when you try to add user authentication, connect a real database, handle payments, and make the thing not look broken on a phone. Because at that point, most no-code AI builders either stall out, start hallucinating broken code you can't fix, or lock core features behind a pricing tier that suddenly makes your free project cost $200 a month. That's the wall. And if you're planning to charge people for your product, you need to know exactly where that wall is before you hit it. So let me walk you through what I actually built and how each tool handled it. The product concept was simple on paper, a white label client portal where agencies or freelancers could invite clients to see project updates, leave feedback, and approve deliverables. Basically a lightweight alternative to something like Basecamp or Notion, but skinned for agencies. This is a real market. There are people charging anywhere from $29 to $99 a month per seat for tools like this. The goal was to get to a functional MVP, login, dashboard, project cards, client invite system, and see how far each tool took me. Starting with Lovable. Lovable runs on GPT-4 level reasoning and is purpose-built for building full-stack web applications through conversation. I typed my prompt describing the portal, and within 4 minutes, I had a working front end with a sidebar navigation, project card, clean dashboard. Visually, it was genuinely impressive, the kind of UI that would have taken a junior developer a full day. Lovable automatically integrates with Supabase for the backend, which means you get a real PostgreSQL database, real authentication, and row-level security policies out of the box. That's not nothing. That's actually a serious technical stack. When I asked it to add client invite functionality with email tokens, it built the logic, wrote the database schema, and generated the edge function, all through conversation. I did not write a single SQL query. The app was deployed on a public URL within the same session. Lovable's paid plan runs $50 a month for the Pro tier, which gives you unlimited projects and direct Supabase integration. For a product you're planning to monetize, $50 is noise. The real number that matters is that I had something demoable in under 3 hours. Not perfect, not production ready, but demo-able to a real potential customer. Now Bolt from StackBlitz takes a different approach. It runs entirely in the browser and generates full React or Vue applications with a live preview that updates as you prompt. The experience feels faster in the moment because there's no compilation delay. You see changes instantly. I built the same portal concept and the initial output was actually cleaner and structured than Lovable's. The component architecture was more logical, easier to read if you do know any code. Where Bolt started to struggle was the backend. Bolt doesn't have a native database or auth system baked in the way Lovable does. You can connect it to Firebase or Supabase, but you're doing more of that configuration yourself. When I pushed it to add the email invite system, it generated the front-end logic perfectly, but the back-end integration required me to manually set up environment variables, configure the SMTP provider, and handle some of the auth flow in a separate service. For a developer, that's a 30-minute task. For a true non-technical founder, that's a full stop. Bolt's free tier is usable for prototyping, and the paid plan started around $20 a month. If you already know basic web concepts and you want a tool that gives you clean, portable code you can hand off to a developer to finish, Bolt is excellent. If you're trying to go from zero to deployed product entirely solo, the gaps will cost you time. Replit Agent is the wild card in this test, and honestly the most interesting result. Replit is a cloud development environment that's been around for years, and their agent feature turns it into an AI that can not only write code, but actually run commands, install packages, debug errors, and iterate on its own without you prompting every step. I gave it the same brief and watched it work. It chose its own stack, Node.js backend, Express, PostgreSQL, scaffolded the entire project, installed dependencies, and started fixing its own errors in real time. At one point, it encountered a database connection issue, diagnosed it, changed the configuration, and retried without me saying anything. That behavior is genuinely different from the other two. The finished product was less visually polished than Lovable's output, but it was architecturally more complete. The authentication was real JWT-based auth, the database schema was normalized properly, and the invite system actually worked end-to-end on the first try. Replit's pricing is where it gets serious. The core plan is $25 a month, but agent usage burns through credits, and a complex project can cost you $10 to $20 in compute on top of that. For hosting and always-on deployments, you're looking at another tier. Budget realistically for $50 to $60 a month if you're building and deploying something real. The upside is you get a full development environment, version control, and a path to customizing absolutely anything without leaving the platform. So here's what each tool actually replaces. Lovable replaces a front-end developer and a back-end developer for the first version of your product. You're not paying $12,000 to an agency or $45 an hour to a freelancer to get your MVP off the ground. Bolt replaces a front-end developer and a UI designer, but you'll still need someone technical to handle deployment and back-end integrations. Replit Agent replaces a full-stack developer for products that need real custom logic, but it has a steeper learning curve and the output isn't always pretty. Now the catch, and there's always a catch, none of these tools are production ready in one session for a commercial product. Lovable's Supabase integration is powerful, but you need to understand database security before you put real customer data in it. Row-level security policies need to be reviewed, or you can accidentally expose data. Bolt produces clean code but without a backend. You're assembling pieces from multiple services, and each one is a potential point of failure. Replit's output is technically strong, but the UX from the AI can be inconsistent. Sometimes it goes in a direction you didn't intend, and rolling back is more involved than just reprompting. The real strategy for any of these is to use them to build to a demo, charge your first customer before you build more, and use that revenue to hire a developer to harden the foundation. That's the honest path. The AI gets you from zero to revenue generating demo in days instead of months. A real developer turns that demo into a product that doesn't collapse under load. If I had to pick one for a solo founder who wants to go from idea to paying customer as fast as possible, I would use Lovable. The Supabase integration alone saves weeks of backend setup, the UI output is good enough to charge for, and the conversation-based workflow is the most forgiving for non-technical founders. If I already had some technical background and wanted maximum control over my codebase from day one, I would use Replit Agent. Bolt lives in the middle, great for prototyping, limiting for production. The window for solo founders to build and monetize SaaS products without a full engineering team is real, and it's open right now. These tools are the reason. But the founders who win won't be the ones who pick the flashiest tool. They'll be the ones who understand where the tools end and where their judgment has to begin. If this kind of breakdown is useful to you, subscribe to Venture Void. We don't do hype here. We do the actual work and report back. Hit the bell so you get the next one. It's going to cover how to price and launch your first AI-built SaaS product without an audience. That video could change what you build next. See you there.